Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome back to G&A TV. It's the European Watchalong. And, well, it's a big one today. We're going to be covering La Liga. It's going to be very, very tight. I'll be getting into all of this in a minute. But for now, let us cue a new intro. Boom, boom. There we are. How is everybody doing? I'm hastily setting up my audio. And I forget about that. Velv is here. I hate my team. I assume that means Liverpool are losing. Tough luck, Velv, mate. We've got Daniel here early. Love to see that, Daniel. We've got Crumb here. We've got that as well. And we've got Lambs in here saying it's such a fire intro. Thank you very much, Lambs. Indeed. Yes, we are going to be covering that La Liga title race because today it's hectic. I have to say, you guys, I'm gonna get the league table up now. This is how it stands. Atletico Madrid are top on 80 points. Real Madrid are second on 78, and Barcelona are third on 76. They're all playing today at the same time, 5:30, and we're getting people in to cover all of them. Okay. So I'll be covering Atletico. We've got a couple of fans in to cover Real Madrid and Barcelona. We're going to be watching all of them live and bringing you the La Liga updates because today is the second to last match day. Whoever wins genuinely will decide the title race. So bear with me while I get everything set up because this is bound to be a bit of a brilliant show, I'm thinking. Please smash the like button as well while I get all the background things going up. Because obviously this is quite a big one today. We're trying to get it all perfect for you guys. And G&A's had a very good day. We've got 3 streams today. I know Jem smashed it earlier. Please, can we make sure I don't get embarrassed and do okay in numbers? Because his numbers were ridiculous. Yeah, it would be massively, massively appreciated. And please share this stream because I'm rushing together and haven't managed to get it all up. And if you're wondering where to watch this, you can watch this on Premier Sports. I don't condone any illegal streams. Please don't do that. I don't condone going to soccer streams or anything like that. That's very bad. Don't do that. Use that. We're going to go through the lineups as well while we get the other people in here. Let's go back to the comments in a second, though. We have got Abdallah in. Big up over in the cut. If there's one player you would take from Madrid, Barca, Atletico, aside from Messi, Benzema, who are you picking? Frankie de Jong. He's the most all-rounded player. Really like him. That's the player I would take, Abdallah. But I'm just going to get the lineups in the background too. So Atletico Madrid will be playing Osasuna at home. Barcelona will be playing Celta Vigo at home, and Real Madrid will be playing Atletico Bilbao away. I am reading it from a screen, but it's a bit difficult to remember off by heart, especially when you're hosting. So let's just make sure we get all of these up. Bear with me, guys. And then, like I said, I will be putting the link in the chat as well very soon, so you can come in and join. But we have got a couple of people coming in too, so should all be, like I said, very, very tasty. Please, like I said, share the stream because Alex rushed into this and didn't get to put out that it's going live. So would appreciate if you share it for me. Doing the work for me. Velv is raging in the comments because Liverpool are losing. I do have to say it is weird being by myself because I can't even hear my own voice. So hopefully I sound okay. Tell me if there's any audio issues down below. Bear with me, guys. Just getting people in because, like I said, we're getting a fan of Barcelona in today and a fan of Real Madrid in today to help me with the watch along. They're going to be giving us some of the insights, so like a 3-way watch along with you guys popping in and out as you like to do, as always. But yeah, so we're going to get to the Atletico Madrid lineup first. Now, bear with me because it is a bit. I'm doing an Alex Barker here, or a Euro expert, and hastily put it together last minute. Here's Atletico Madrid lineup. We don't care about Osasuna. They've got Vladimir front. Vladimir, sorry. Anyway, Atletico, they're going to be starting Carrasco, Suarez, and Angel Correa. There's like Felix is on the bench today. And they've got Koke Lorente and Saul Niguez. Chelsea fans will know this team very well. I probably don't need to tell you that. And of course, we've got Barcelona in as well. Barcelona have started Messi and Griezmann up front. This is against Celta Vigo, who, yes, Iago Aspas is still a footballer playing football. They've got Griezmann and Ajax Moreba and Pedri in midfield. So that'll be a good game to watch. Barcelona one. As I said, that'll be on Premier Sports, I imagine. It is. And then finally, the last game, Atletico Bilbao versus Real Madrid. These are all kicking off at 5:30, so 9 minutes. Make sure to be there to watch Real Madrid. Starting Rodrigo, Benzema, and Vinicius. That's quite a creative lineup, actually, with Valverde, Casemiro, and Modric. No Toni Kroos, and then Gutierrez at left back. That's an odd one. I'm sure when the fans get in, they will be telling us all the things about that. So let's have a look at the comments. As I said, Taha Deb said Barcelona have no chance to win it. They are behind for anyone who has just joined. This is the league table. So Barcelona need to win today to give themselves a chance and just hope that Atletico Madrid lose. And if or draw, well, Atletico Madrid lose. And then they hope they lose the last game. But it really is between Real Madrid and Atletico. But football is football. Anything can happen. We're also going to get this up. Hopefully this will work. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. We've got our own little overlay. Look at that. Graham Scott has asked, where can we watch the Barcelona game? As I said, Graham, it would be on Premier Sports. If you don't have that subscription, I do not condone you going on a stream and finding it. Of course, do not condone that. But I'm sure if you want to risk it, you could probably find it on one like soccer streams or something like that. Just got my computer playing up a bit here, but should all be good. There we go. I think it's struggling with the other games about me watching. We've got a first fan in at the moment. So we'll have a couple joining in. So the guy I'm about to introduce is Rafi. Rafi is a Barcelona fan, and he kind of contacted me today. He's going to be giving us the Barcelona perspective. This is Rafi's one that he's lighting. I like the lights in the background. Rafi, how are you doing, mate?
Yeah, great, mate.
Great.
How are you doing?
Doing good, thank you. Doing good. How are you? How are you feeling ahead?
Well?
Yeah, I can hear you well. Can hear you well. Audio is all good. How are you feeling about this Barcelona clash then? So, obviously, as we were getting the table up just then.
Usually,
Go
on. Just give me a sec. Your voice is breaking in the middle.
It might be my connection. Guys, let me know in the comments just if this is my internet. We'll just let Rafi deal with his stuff there. But yeah, Rafi will be giving us the Barcelona perspective. Harris has asked what game will I be watching? I'll be watching Atletico Madrid v Osasuna. I have drawn the short straw in that game. Yeah, Atletico Madrid v Osasuna. In fairness, every time we've done a European watch along, right? It has been an absolute belter of a game, like an absolute belter. So I'm hoping that pays off. But really, every game today, whether it's Real Madrid v Celta Vigo, Atletico v Osasuna, or Real Madrid v Real Madrid v their team that I've just forgotten off the top of my head. This is the pressures you get through. All of these games are big ones because if anyone loses today, they are out of the title race pretty much. If anyone wins, they're taking a massive leap towards it. Even if Barcelona win, they're still remaining in contention to the final day. If Atletico and Barcelona win today, that Barcelona the only team that will suffer. It's still going down to the final day. So it is a big one. Daniel says, Ala Atletico Madrid. And got what else is going in the comments? Graham Scott says, no, it's not on Premier Sports. Oh, odd. It's nowhere. I'm sure one of the guys in the comments can give you a good link. I'm sure Graham will be able to help you out. Also, but if anyone else is watching and not planning to actually watch the game, just relying on my wonderful commentary, as always, just relying on that, then this is the day for you. In the past streams, I feel like it's a struggle to commentate on one particular game and like look around the results. But today is looking at all the results. I'm going to be keeping you completely in touch on what's happening. And today you will find out, hopefully, well, a step closer to who wins La Liga. I'm going to do my best, most enthusiastic job to see if Lille win tonight, they win the league. I'm not sure if I think they're only 3 points ahead, Harris. So I'm not sure if they actually win. It might be on head-to-head, so it might do. Jem has asked, who do I think will win the league? I think it will be Atletico, the team ahead at the moment. I think they're the team that's they're going to crawl to the finish line, but it's so close, it's really hard to call. It's not like Liga where I feel like everything's pulling in Lille's direction. Atletico have been top for a while, but they have been falling apart, really. So it's like, even though they're in pole position, they could drop off quite easily. We could try and bring Rafi back in here. Rafi, hopefully it's all good. Rafi, is the internet all good for you now?
Yeah, it's good. Sorry about that, really.
Nah, it's all right, Rafi. So as a Barca fan, what is your thoughts today going into this game? You've got high hopes. You think you can still get to the title?
No, not really, because about the match, I'm kind of confident about the match because it's a decent lineup. He's done the best with what he could today, but we're 4 points behind in the league, and we have 2 games left to go. I don't think Atleti are dropping any points. We need Atleti to drop points in both the games if we want to win the league, which is quite literally not possible. I don't think Simeone has that kind of a mentality in his team, but today's game really means nothing. I saw the lineup, and the Stegen in goal, Araujo, Piqué, and Lenglet, Alba, Dembele right wing back. He did pretty well in the previous game at right wing back, Dembele, and he won man of the match really. But problem starts in the midfield because Busquets, De Jong, Moriba. I don't really know what Ricky Puig has done to Ronald Koeman. I don't know if you watched the kid. He's a 21-year-old.
Well, Ricky Puig, it's interesting. So the guy, one of the guys who's built this channel, Jem, when I first came on here, Ricky Puig is the name someone asked about, and he read him as Ricky Pig. So not many people know about Ricky Puig. So tell our audience about him. What's made him so special?
He's a 21-year-old midfielder. He's pretty short, but he makes up for his height with his intelligence and his creativity on the ball and the way he moves so quickly. A lot of people really compare him to Xavi, although he's not at that level yet. But he's a 21-year-old, and by the end of last season, he was almost our second best player, to be honest, after Messi. But this season, he has barely featured, and he hasn't started in over 19 league games. And at this point, it's becoming quite obvious that Koeman has an agenda against him, quite literally, because he hasn't started in over 19 league games, as I said. And you have a 30-year-old Pjanic, who Koeman is not even considering as a squad option. You have Pedri, who is, don't get me wrong, he's been amazing this season. He's been one of our best players. But for an 18-year-old, he's played 50 games this season, and he's almost washed out at this point. You have Moriba, who is
Very
quite
young,
literally very young. He's 18, and he's been in the first team for 3 months now. And you have De Jong, who's, all right, he's our best midfielder, but he's suspended for today's game. He has no excuses to not start Puig today, but we really don't know what it is. And everyone at the club has been frustrated. Even the president himself has reportedly been frustrated about the situation because he's a young talent. He's come through the academy, and there's a Twitter meltdown every week on Twitter, every week literally, because why not? If a player is starting 1 week and he doesn't start the next week, all right, you can say it's not justified to criticize the manager for that. But if he doesn't start for 19 weeks in a row, there's really no justifying that.
Absolutely. We've just introduced Sai as well. Sai's given the Real Madrid perspective, so Rafi will be watching Barcelona. Sai, give us your perspective going into this game, because Real Madrid are the chasing team. Before we get to the audience questions as well, Real Madrid are the chasing team. Are you confident you can catch Atletico Madrid?
It's kind of a 50-50 for me because even though we have the head-to-head record against both Atletico and Barcelona, Atletico have the two easiest. I think I've ruled out Barcelona out of the title race personally. I feel Atletico have the two easiest games left out of all the three teams. I think they'll easily win the remaining two. And on other hand, we have Athletic Bilbao, which is a notoriously hard team to play against. And the last game we have Villarreal, which we all know made to the Europa League final. So I personally have like slim hopes. Obviously, I'm rooting for my team, but today's game, I am not that confident.
You're not that confident. You're not that confident. Your lineup's interesting. You got Rodrigo and Vinicius, and then Valverde in midfield. It's got a fun lineup. By the way, guys, if anyone in the comments below, the game has just kicked off. By the way, as I said, we're giving the Atletico Osasuna vibes. Let's go to the comments for a bit because there's a lot for Rafi and I, who both watch a lot of La Liga. Our fan base is predominantly Premier League based. It's got a few good European football lovers, a lot of Ligue 1 fans, but they might have a few questions here. So let's go through them. A few people asking about Ricky Puig, and Rafi gave a good answer to. Harris Ashad asks, Alex, can you rank the top 5 leagues? I want to throw it to you two guys. We'll start with Sai first. Because we, as our predominant Premier League lovers, we put Premier League top. How would you rank the top 5 leagues? Obviously, Bundesliga, Liga, and Serie A, Premier League. How would you rank them, Si?
But there are different metrics you rank them on, right? Depends on entertainment or in competitive spirit, or like in what metric are you asking me to rank them in?
I guess kind of up to you. We like let's go with competitive or like the best quality. I think that's where people kind of think of. That's why Liga usually gets put bottom, right? If you go on pure quality.
I think over the past decade, I would rank Premier League at the top in terms of the pure, because you never know who's going to win the title. Like, even though there are a few title contenders, as we saw Leicester a few years ago, you never know who's going to win it, and there's an unpredictability towards it. So I would rank Premier League at the top over the 2010s decade, then La Liga second. Then I would rank the Bundesliga third. Am I missing one? Which league am I missing? I'm missing one league, aren't I?
Liga and Serie A.
And Serie, okay, yeah. Serie I would rank 4th and League 1 5th.
Fair enough. We've done this recently, and Liga and came a bit higher. Rafi, do you agree with that?
No, I think I tweak that a little bit because Premier League, there's no messing about because easily the best league in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's fine margins. There's not much separating Premier League and La Liga. I feel Premier League is a huge brand, much bigger than La Liga. They advertise their games well and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think there's nothing much separating La Liga and Premier League in terms of quality. I still put Premier League above La Liga. Premier League, La Liga, and then I think Serie A has picked up over the last couple of years. Juve, they won, I guess, 9 titles in a row, and then they've dropped now. The rise of Atalanta and AC Milan and all those teams. But after that, I think Bundesliga and Ligue 1. I don't rate Ligue 1 that much. I've seen Ligue 1, many games in the Ligue 1, and the quality there is not par with the other 4 leagues in conversation. So that's
I think that's harsh, you know. It's harsh. I don't know. As someone who watches a lot of Liga, I feel it's a little harsh. But I think that's fair enough. Anyway, to the audience, I've just got on my Atletico stream, having a bit of trouble just getting it all balanced, of course.
How would you rank your top 5?
I'd go with. There's a bit of an argument in the comments about where Liga goes because of Lille's dominance. I'd say it would go Premier League, La Liga, and then personally for me, Liga and Serie A, Bundesliga. I know it's a bit of a mix-up, but that's just my one. Just because I think the Bundesliga's fallen off a little bit, although it is in transition, it could get really good very quickly. I think that Jager in the comments just said, or Jager, I think German League I think in Joe League superior due to how it set up his ground assessment. Bundesliga is a bit higher, but I just feel like I think it's also I don't think there's much between them. Get back to the Liga. So have you been checking in with Real Madrid? What's been happening in that game so far?
Both teams are 50-50 possession so far, and it's just teams trying to get into each other's halves, but they're cancelling each other out pretty much in the opening 5 minutes or so. Nothing noteworthy.
Fair enough. Rafi, what about you? Barcelona?
Similar. It's not been end to end or anything. It's just been a lot of midfield action, and I think the intricate pass through the middle has just not been there yet from both the teams. I think the game will open up in the next 10-15 minutes.
Good.
Something entertaining happened. Casemiro just gave away the ball in our own box, but the athletic player just completely missed the shot. It was a poor giveaway.
Yeah. Well, the only goal so far in La Liga is Valencia 1-0 up against Eibar. It is 0-0 across the board. We will be bringing the stats in at halftime, of course. In Atletico Madrid versus Osasuna, it's been pretty dry so far too. And
You can't
guys,
expect
you've
more
got any
from
other
an Atleti match.
That's very true, guys. You've been watching La Liga. What has happened to Atletico? Because they started the season on fire, and they've just tailed off. What changed?
I don't think they have the kind of depth as the other two, Barca and Madrid. And I think the injury to Suarez and the COVID hit them. And then they had a good momentum in the beginning that has just died off completely. And since then, they've been struggling to not win games. They've not been losing too many games, but they've not been able to pick crucial points at crucial times. And they just lack the cutting edge in the final third. I'm a big fan of XG and expected goals, and you can see that they were massively outperforming it in the first half of the season. And the thing about XG, you cannot keep manipulating it every time. At some point, you'll fall off, and that's exactly what's happened to them. They've just not been clinical enough now.
That's really interesting. By the way, the link to join us is in the chat, guys. So if you would like to join us and have your say or ask me, Rafi, or Si, any questions, obviously these guys are going to know a lot more about Real Madrid Barcelona than me. Please feel free to join. We have reports in the comments below. There's been another goal. We're just going to head to it now. Bear with me, though, guys. Obviously, got to match everything without news. Stay on it. We have got someone else has joined in already. I'll add you in a second. I'm just going to get the updates on the game. So it's still 0-0 with Atletico Madrid v Osasuna. Real Sociedad are now winning 1-0 against Valladolid. And Valencia is still 1-0 up. So there's no changes to the top of the table thus far. There is still the same points gaps as was before the game. This is the table from before the game. I've not got the resources to edit it straight on through. But no changes to these points gaps at the moment. Now we've got Zion in. Zion didn't. Zion, I hope you're okay to be added to the stream. Going to add you in now, mate. Zion, what have you joined to say? What have you got to say for us?
Nothing really. I mean, to be honest with you, you lot are watching La Liga. I mean, it's actually this entire, I think this is the last couple of games left of the season. So it's very tight at the top. I think pretty much every really league has had, a top title race. I mean, Liga as well. You can say that as well. That was one of them as well. And obviously La Liga. Bundesliga, we knew Bayern's going to go all out and just win it again. So I'm not surprised about that. And the Premier League as well. So, yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, this season's been weird. In England, and especially like in Spain and France as well. So top four race as well in England has been tight, still is tight. So yeah, I'm looking forward to most of these games that are currently on right now. I'm currently watching the Real Madrid one. So yeah, so far so good.
What's your thoughts been on the Real Madrid one so far?
It's a cagey affair. Let's be real. I mean, I think both teams I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I think Real Madrid have to win this game and hope that Atletico lose to Osasuna, which I doubt that'll happen. But La Liga. I mean, there are upsets in the league, so I wouldn't be surprised if Atletico lose and Real win. So, but I think Atletico, could wrap it up, and I think, in my opinion, they deserve it this season. They performed really well at the start, and if they just lose now, it'll be kind of a disappointment for them, especially for Diego Simeone as well.
Oh. Si, you're a fan of one of the favourites, arguably the club which has, not saying you, but a lot of Real Madrid fans, quite famous on social media. Would you agree with Zion there? Do you think Atletico kind of deserves this?
Of course, their first half of the season they performed really well. But Atletico, this is not the first time they've done this over the decade and decades before that. And especially in the months of Jan and Feb, they always seem to bottle it and they seem to drop points. So it's something normal. But obviously, they've performed very well. And one of the main reasons why they perform well is because of one of our players, Marcos Llorente. We sold them, he's a midfielder. We sold them to Atletico for like a 30-odd million like 2 years ago. And he's one of the main reasons they perform well. So it kind of hurts to see as a Real Madrid fan. But yeah, I think if they win the title, it's deserved. But obviously, I'm rooting for my team. Yeah,
absolutely. We've got a lot of new people here, as Giannev just pointed out in the comments. By the way, good to see you here. People like Marlon Daly, I've not seen you here before. Nice Barcelona picture there. We know who you're supporting. If you're new here, please subscribe to GNA TV because we do a weekly European watch-along. We absolutely love to do it and love covering all the different leagues and games right now. Obviously, this is La Liga, and obviously there isn't too much of the season, but don't worry, I've got some interesting things lined up. That was a very good answer though from Si. Just coming into the Atletico game, it is a bit of a cagey affair too. It's 0-0 at the moment against Osasuna. That still means there is no difference in the title race. Rafi, what's the story in Barcelona?
It's opening up now. It's opening up in Barca's favor, but Dembele has had a lot of the openings, and this guy, he's so hot and cold at the moment. Dembele, I love the guy. I've backed him all along for the past 4 years, despite all those injuries and all that criticism. But the thing about him, he's so talented. He gets into the right areas, but in the end, he just messes it up because of a bad touch in the final third or bad decision making. And that's just the case in this match, because he's gone into the right areas. He just had to cut in 2 times. He failed to do. He just headed over the crossbar. And I think if they don't convert their chances now, Celta can cause them. And Iago Aspas, he's one wicked player.
He's a man who never ages, isn't he?
I swear he doesn't.
Well, I just want to ask you a bit more about Ousmane Dembele, because obviously when he moved to Barcelona, there was so much excitement, right? And he's moved to Barcelona, and it feels like already very quickly it became apparent he was being linked back to different clubs across the Premier League. What's happened there, and what's gone wrong in a way for Ousmane Dembele? And if he moves to like a Man United or someone, are you worried for their fans, or do you think they've still got a very good player on their hands?
They've got a very good player on their hands. I think thing about Dembele, if he works on his final ball, his decision making in the final third, his productivity will increase 2 or 3 fold. But at the moment, what's gone wrong is his injuries, and it has killed the momentum every time he came back from injuries. Out of the 4 years he has been here, he's been injured for almost 2 whole years, and that just doesn't help a player, does it? And he was one of the most highly regarded players in Europe. He finished second only to Mbappe in the Golden Boy 4 years ago, I think. That's why we paid the price we did, and it's just not been clicking for him. And there's nothing more I can say, to be honest.
Quick question. Yeah, about Dembele. I think, when he came from Dortmund, when I saw him in Dortmund, I think he was one of the, brightest stars, that could, go to any team and just change them and, just transform them. He was that talented. He still is, don't get me wrong. it's just that I think he's had so many managers under his belt as well. Like at Barca, I think he just hasn't had even obviously injuries have derailed his career kind of a little, and also it's just that he hasn't even I think when they sold Neymar and they brought Dembele in, they thought that he was going to be probably that kind of mark for them, and what Neymar did he was going to do, but it's just I think he just hasn't had the opportunities as well at Barcelona. I think whenever he has been fit, ready to go, some managers didn't prefer him, and it's sad for him, but I think he's a great player, he's a great talent, and he's still very young. Don't get me wrong, he's still very young, and he can go to any team, and he just needs to keep fit. That's the only issue I'm having with him.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's managed to keep fit this season. He's only been injured once, and that was for like 2-3 weeks. He's been working on his fitness a lot under Koeman especially. And as you said, the managerial issue, and to be fair, Koeman has trusted him a lot. He's worked on Dembele a lot, both playing wise and his fitness wise. But yeah, I think it's more down to the player than to the manager, because he needs to mature himself more and work on his game. He really does not know what his position is at the moment, because he's been chucked in everywhere. He's been chucked in everywhere this season, including right wing, left wing, striker. He's playing wing back today, and that just doesn't help a player who's trying to figure out his game.
Atletico Madrid just come very close, by the way. Low cross fired across the box, and Suarez just missing it. That came very close for Atletico Madrid. Sai, Ritik Sakar, he's a friend of the show, and he has asked thoughts on Zidane's possible departure. Can you clear this up for us? Because I'm sure a lot of us saw the tweets going around from Madrid Zone saying that Zidane had said he was leaving, and we were... But then you go into replies and everyone's saying the source is rubbish. What's happening there? What's happened with Zidane?
So I feel, as we all know, Zidane's first stint, it started like 2016 and it ended in 2018. The reason he left in his first stint was because Florentino Perez, the club's president, he's in charge of most of the transfer decisions. Because what Zidane wanted was to keep Ronaldo at the club and to sell Bale, and in some other transfer decisions. But Florentino, as we all know, he did the complete opposite, and he kept Bale and sold Ronaldo. And we had that season after that, due to which Zidane left, and that 18-19 season we went trophyless. And basically the same things are repeating again. He's not getting any sort of backing from the board in terms of signings and all. As you see, our squad has been hit by like 65 injuries this season. And Zidane's the only reason we're actually competitive in any competition so far. And he's still not getting backed. And on top of that, the fans, I'm sorry about that. And on top of that, the fans also, they don't show faith. Most of the fans, there are many Zidane backers like me, but most of the fans, they don't show faith in the manager, even though with what he means to the club, they still don't show faith, and they keep finding ways to push him out, with the different hashtags, such as Zidane out, etc. I don't think he feels that loved at the club as he was before, and it's not good for his. It's not good. He doesn't feel good at the club, and it's ultimately his decision. So I feel I'm 90% sure he's going to leave at the end of the season, and I feel the most likely candidate to come and replace him is Max Allegri, the former Juventus
He's been
manager.
heavily linked by Fabrizio Romano at the moment.
Yep. I feel he would be good for like 1 or 2 years before we hire our B team manager, Raul Gonzalez, our legend, and he's a manager of our B team right now. I think what I feel is Allegri is going to manage for like 1 or 2 years, depending on the results. And then Raul is going to come and take over as a permanent, permanent time frame. Yeah.
Fair enough. We're just going to touch on the scores around La Liga at the moment, guys, as we're all working hard watching our games. Real Sociedad are beating Valladolid 2-0. Alaves beating Granada 1-0. Sevilla 0-0 with Villarreal. That's obviously another battle in the league, so we can touch on that very soon. But scores on our main games: Atletico Madrid v Osasuna 0-0, tight game. Real Madrid v Atletico 0-0, and Barcelona v Celta Vigo 0-0. Barcelona in that game apparently opening up a little bit. We have got Daniel Wilkinson in to the stream. Daniel, it's always good to have you here on these ones. How are you doing, mate?
I'm good. How is everyone else? Good. Enjoying the game so far?
Yeah, we are. Daniel, are you watching any of the games at the moment?
I'm watching the Atletico Madrid one.
You've picked the short straw as well.
I also want Atletico Madrid to win it. I just want someone to win it for a change.
Yeah, I think that every neutral wants Atletico to win it, but it's weird. Everyone wants Atletico to win it because they're the underdog. But you wouldn't watch 90 minutes of every single one of their games. That's the odd thing right about them. Oh, in fairness, Atletico just having the ball cleared there. I've got a bit of background noise, by the way. It might be from Rafi. It might be your microphone. I'm not too sure. There's a bit of background static. Yeah, it is. It's okay, Rafi. We'll keep going to you, though. Sai, what is happening in Madrid, though? Because obviously, Rafi said it's opening up against Celta. What's happening in Madrid game?
Yeah, we're getting more of the ball now and we're creating openings. But Vinicius Junior, his decision making has been, to be blunt, absolutely horrible. When it comes to the final third, he's not picking the right dribble or the right pass. But it's positive that we're getting into more spaces. But the decision making in the final third has to be better.
Oof, fair enough. Just have to cut to the Atletico game because Suarez has just hit the post. Big chance there. He got the ball at the back post. It was a nice ball played across from Correa, and it's a massive chance. Atletico could have gone 1-0 up, and he's hit almost an open goal straight into the post. That is a big miss for Atletico. Zion, I'm gonna have to get you out of the stream. I want to bring Hassan in. I just don't want to get too crowded. Have you got any last questions though?
No, man. Just hope you guys enjoyed the games, and let's hope if Atletico can do something that they haven't done in a while. So I won't be surprised if they don't, but yeah, I'll be rooting for Atletico this time around just to get them
absolutely. And you're welcome back to give more of your thoughts later in the game. But thank you.
Cheers,
thank you, Zion there. Right, we're going to get Hassan in. Hassan has just joined the stream. Hassan, what have you got to say, my friend?
Nothing much really at the moment after our cup final one. What can you say, man? Yeah. Oh God. No, I'm happy for Leicester, but it was just against us. Like I wouldn't mind the Leicester winning the FA Cup if it were us.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It was I did watching it. It felt the Chelsea.
No, but you know what the funny thing is now? We've basically made a Leicester Big Six side. They've fully replaced Tottenham now with the FA Cup win because they've won more than them in the last 20 years.
Do you know what? That's an interesting thing to pitch to.
No, look, right. I understand, right? Winning the League Cup, yeah, silverware, but FA Cup and Premier League completely out trumps it. And what have Tottenham done to deserve a Big Six compared to Leicester, who have won the league and FA Cup?
Well, that's like Rafi. There we go. It's cool. Rafi, I want to ask you because I know I'm painting you and Sai as complete La Liga fans who've never watched the Premier League, which obviously is probably not true. But just for the fun of the stream, I'm going to do it. Rafi, if you had to name the Premier League top six now, don't go on the image of it. I don't want you to
don't go on money.
Don't go on money. Don't go on history. I want you to say the 6 best teams in England. Who are they?
I think the league table itself paints a good picture. Man City, obviously. Man United have impressed everyone this season, including me. They've surprised everyone, really. And then Leicester. Chelsea, although they're dropping off a little bit now, they've been excellent since January, basically since they sacked Lampard. And then Liverpool, I know they've really not been up to the mark this season. Everyone expected them to defend the title, but injuries, you cannot really judge them based on this league season. I think they're up there among the top 6. And the 6th team right now, I think West Ham.
West Ham. Wait,
Yeah.
not Leicester.
Not Leicester.
I did mention Leicester.
Oh, you did mention Leicester.
No.
So
Oh,
West Ham in there. Oof.
Oof. Would you say it's a bit too early to put them in because they've been top 6 for like one season?
In fairness, they have got a big stadiums. I think they've got the resources to be a big side. Go,
Yeah,
Rafi,
I mean,
do you expand for it? Go on.
yeah, even I'm talking based on sustainability. They've got a very good manager in David Moyes, who has been really working wonders for them. And let's be real, they've spent a decent amount of money, but um, to be able to compete every year, that's a different thing. And I think they can do that for the next few years. Um, and the same goes for every other team that I mentioned there.
Yeah, fair enough. That's a very nice, very hot take from Rafi there, guys. Guys in the comments, please get your thoughts in on that because that is an interesting question. What is the Premier League top 6 now? Now we're going to go back to the Atletico game because Osasuna are coming forward, or it's bouncing around inside the box. Atletico just managed to get it clear now. On scores of the boards, it's still 0-0 v Atleti and Real Madrid. It's still 0-0 between Barcelona and Celta, and it's still 0-0 Atletico Madrid v Osasuna, which means the table at the moment has not changed drastically. It's still the same points gaps. Atletico are leading the title race. They are still leading their way to La Liga glory. Real Madrid are still 2 points off of them, and Barcelona are still 4 points off, which means it's still out there for the taking. A quarter of the game is gone now, 27 minutes gone, and no team has made a big claim for it yet. Let's just go over the other scores as well, because obviously the other battle is 5th place and 5th and 6th place. Villarreal are drawing. Real Sociedad winning 2-0 at Valladolid. Guys in the comments, please get your other questions in. And can we also hit 30 likes? Please, we did it last time. It was greatly appreciated. If we can get a similar number today, that would be brilliant, especially after Jem smashed it with his
I do have a
early
question for
numbers.
the two La Liga lads, though.
Go for it.
Apart from Messi, who would thrive in the Premier League as from the La Liga?
Here you go first.
I think a lot of players from La Liga would thrive in the Premier League. I don't even have to say who scored.
Handball.
Oh, hang on, what's happened there?
There's been a goal, Barca.
So go on. Introduce. Tell us in. Give the update.
Guess who?
Lionel Messi.
Even- Obviously.
Of course. What happened?
It was a very wicked long ball. I have to see who it is. I wasn't paying attention, but header from Messi. It was an open goal. Very good positioning. He got into the box. The keeper had no chance there. Far post finish.
There we go. And the pressure is on Atletico Madrid because Barcelona are 1-0 up against Celta Vigo. Lionel Messi with the header. Before we answer Daniel's question, I did hear you talking about a handball there. What's going on there?
Yeah, our right back, Odriozola, he tried to cross. It hit the Athletic player's hand in the box. But the ref signaled for a corner. I think it was an involuntary handball or something like that. So,
did VAR have a look at it?
I don't know how VAR works in Spain. The refs don't know how to communicate with the VAR, the people in charge of VAR. He's checking right now. 1 second. He's checking.
We're just going to have a look at Atletico Madrid at the moment because it's been a good shot here again. I think it is Luis Suarez. He's getting most of the opportunities. He's broken through and fired just wide. We're going to go back to Daniel's question, though, before we go through the comments. So, Rafi, you were just talking through it. There was one, to make it a bit more simpler, there was one player then besides Messi, and we'll say besides Benzema as well, who would smash it definitely in the Premier League.
I think all of, I can't be salty about this because Real Madrid's midfield, all of them would actually kill it in the midfield. We've seen it. We've seen them do it against Liverpool. Although Chelsea, we can put that down to fatigue, but all of Real Madrid's midfield would do absolute wonders in the Premier League. The kind of class they show, the kind of grit and determination they show, and just how good they are on the ball. They have everything to thrive in any league in the world, not just the Premier League.
Fair enough. So I'm going to ask you a bit of a different question. because Harris in the chat has asked, who's been the player of the season in La Liga? This is kind of similar anyway. Who's been the player of the season in Spain, Si?
It has to be Karim Benzema. Even though the stats might tell you that Messi has more goals than assists, you check in which moments
Could I put a
Benzema.
special mention? Because I quite like this player, Gerard Moreno from Villarreal. He's quite good as well. I watched him for a bit.
It's a very good shout.
I think he kind of deserves player of the season because he's got 38 goal contributions, like 40 some odd games. It's been very good for Villarreal. I know Benzema deserves it, but if we were to pick a player outside of, let's say, the Barcelona and Real Madrid, I think he deserves a shout.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Or it's either Moreno or Aspas, because Aspas has been really good this season also. So it's either Moreno or Aspas outside Real Madrid and Barcelona.
There we
Yeah,
go.
but let's be real. Even in the Premier League, guys with smaller teams don't really get the kind of attention that the big guys do because their contribution did not mean anything significant.
Well, Rafi, here's your chance to correct this because Harry's also asked us, the La Liga guys, who's been the best player in the Prem for them, and we're gonna take Hassan's approach outside of the top 6 team. Well, outside of
the
Chelsea.
big 6, the financial.
Yeah, the big six, not the top 6, the big 6. I'm sure you know. Well explain that, Hassan. Who's been the best player? Who's caught your eye the most?
I love Jack Grealish. I'm a big fan of Jack Grealish. He's been absolutely wonderful this season. Apart from before he got injured, he was literally the best player in the league, even if you take among the big 6. The kind of creativity he offers, the kind of goal threat he offers for the team is the main reason why.
His creativity before he was injured, he was number 1 in the top 5 leagues. He was like outperforming like Messi, all them lot, like in terms of creativity.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go in there because both Rafi and Hassan have made brilliant points. Because I was doing on my own side, I've been doing end of season reports on each Premier League team, and Jack Grealish is a special player because he's top for like passes into the penalty box and top for dribbles. So there's no player in the Premier League better than him for not only getting the ball into the box by passing or dribbling. So I think you're both spot on there.
And you can also say Aston Villa were in the top 6 in the league before he got injured, and their downfall can have only one possible explanation: is injury.
That's a good point as well. Got a very good point there, Rafi. Very good point. Just as an update on the games, guys, because we've got a few more people.
Villarreal just scored.
It's just called Villarreal.
Yeah, 1-0 against Sevilla.
1-0 Villarreal. We'll get into that in a second.
Is that how you pronounce his name, Bakker?
Carlos Bakker, yeah. Yeah, so just as a roundup, because we've got a few more people watching it. It's bouncing between 9 and 12 viewers at the moment.
That goal puts them into the top 6.
One sec, Hassan. One sec. So we got 10, 12 you watching at the moment. Please like and subscribe and keep asking the La Liga lads some questions. Because I'm noticing it's becoming quite a popular thing in the comments, actually, asking La Liga lads different questions either about Spanish football or the Premier League football. Sorry, Hassan, go on. What were you about to say?
I said that goal puts Villarreal into the top 6 of the league.
I think
I just wanted to add one more thing. Other than the title race in La Liga, relegation race also really tight. Any of the bottom 5 or 6 could get relegated. So that's another thing to watch out for, not only the top 3. So I just wanted to point that out too.
Good thing to point out, because I mean, one name just to take, we won't spend too much time on it, but one of the big names, big club names there is Getafe are a little in danger. They're only 4 points clear of relegation, and Valladolid look like they're not going to catch them because they're 3-0 down. But very well pointed out their side, very well pointed out. So the scores of the boys: Villarreal winning 1-0, Barcelona winning 1-0 as well.
Could I ask you about a question about the La Liga lads? What's the debt I keep hearing about both Barcelona and Real Madrid? Are they short-term or long-term debts?
I couldn't get your question.
I know he's asking. So
the financial debt. What's the financial situation from there? Because what we're hearing is that you guys are both like nearly €1 billion debt.
Yeah, we're hearing that Barcelona are going to be dead by the end of in like 2 years' time. Rafi, we'll go to you first. Because I've seen very reports, actually, just to expand from Hassan's question, because it's a good one. I've seen very reports recently, some things like, if Haaland goes to Barcelona, they don't know anything about financials, and other things where it's like, you're literally only getting people in on frees. Give us, go on.
But I was going to say, right, because I've heard in the summer, if you include the players that they can get money from other side, they still owe 155 million euros. That's just on transfer money. So the Coutinho deal, all that, they still owe money for that as well.
Go on,
I don't
Ryan.
know the full
Oh
situation.
man.
Oh, hang on. So, quickly, size a bit of what's happened over in Madrid.
No. It is Rodrigo tried to dribble into the box from the right side, but it's gone out for a corner. For a goal kick.
Yeah,
Okay.
Hassan, I'll get there.
Go on, Rafi. What's happening with Barca's financial situation? Give us like the actual perspective then.
I think we all know about the Bartomeu regime. The last 6 years of Barca's presidential regime was absolutely dreadful from the financial point of view and in terms of European success. Both are interrelated, in my opinion. The club has been financially mismanaged a lot. On more than 65% of the club's revenue is spent on players' wages and transfers. Transfers speak their own story. Griezmann for around 120 million, Dembele. These things really haven't worked out. But from the wages point of view, they've really had to cut down the wages. We saw a lot of departures in the summer. Suarez, Arthur, Semedo, Vidal, all these players, a lot of experienced players. And I think they're still in a lot of problem because the short-term debt, as you said, is quite high, and no other club in the world has kind of financial turmoil as Barca. And I think, yeah, go on.
Yeah, I was going to ask Rafi, do you see yourself becoming the next Milan in terms of you were European giants and the financial situation that killed you off in terms
That's
of
a
European?
good question. That's a good question.
Yeah, that's,
Because Milan, that's what happened to Milan. They were in a financial crisis. They got kicked out of Champions League, and all of a sudden, all the best players left.
Yeah, I get where that comes from, but I think things are going to change. Hopefully, I'm hopeful. I'm cautiously optimistic that the new president Juan Laporta is going to turn the situation around at the club because he has recently acquired around 500 million euros in investments, and he's been working constantly to convert the short-term debt into long-term debt. So that'll help a bit. We won't have to pay all of that money off in a year, so that won't really affect our transfer market activity. And I think the transfer strategy right now is to promote youth, from the academy a lot, which, to be fair, I'm in full support of because the talent is in abundance there. And apart from, as far as the incomings is concerned, they're focusing a lot on free transfers. At the same time, trying to have quality free transfers in Aguero, which I hope works out. Depay, Eric Garcia.
Should I be honest with you? I think the Aguero transfer is just to keep Messi, because him and Messi are like good friends.
Yeah, you can say that, but we do need a really prolific number 9 at the moment, because if you see Messi's stats, he has created over 60 big chances this season, and let alone Pedri's chances and creativity and all those things. And at the same time, he has 8 or 9 assists in the league at the moment. So all these things, we need a good prolific number 9 who can convert those chances. Aguero, I think, would fit into that role perfectly, since we lost Suarez and Griezmann hasn't been at his clinical best recently.
Rafi, I just want to interrupt because there's been a goal in Barcelona. It's Celta Vigo.
My stream has stopped. I'll update you on that.
That's okay. We'll get the goal details in a minute. But Celta Vigo have equalised. Santi Mina has equalised against Barcelona, because that now means the table's a bit more dodgy. It's back to how it was. Atletico are still staying top. And just while you were talking there, Rafi, very good answer, by the way, about the financials. Atletico Madrid came agonisingly close. Now, Osasuna have had a massive chance. Oh, it's a good block at the back. I think that's Mario Hermosa here. I'm just going to follow Atletico Madrid at the moment because they're counter-attacking. This is probably the best attack of the game so far. He's got a good option here on the left-hand side. Correas into the box. Oh, it's a good save from the Osasuna goalkeeper. Suarez almost reaching the end of it. Now, Rafi, just shout when you get the details of the goal. So I was gonna go to you because I want to continue the conversation. I think people are enjoying it in the comments, definitely. What about Real Madrid? What's the financials happening there? I've heard it's not as bad. How bad is financials in Real Madrid?
From what I've read, and I've read some pretty extensive reports, the financial situation isn't that bad. So the players are taking a small cut, but the only problem is we're not generating that excess revenue which we use for transfers. That's the only problem right now. But what my hope is that since Real Madrid hasn't signed anyone for 3 or 4 transfer windows now, 3 consecutive windows. I hope I don't know, but I hope they've saved up enough money for transfers such as Mbappe, who we really need.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a normal pandemic hit club, because unlike many Premier League clubs such as you see Man City, you see Chelsea, and there are other clubs which are run by billionaires and they're run by the owners who are billionaires. Unlike that, Real and Barcelona, where the members, the people own the club, the socios, they own the club. So we can't, we can't spend rashly in a transfer market as compared to some Premier League clubs.
I get you. Yeah, we're just gonna have a little quick plug too, because after this stream, big day on GNA TV. After this stream, we have got the Women's Champions League final. It's Chelsea v Barcelona.
Are you doing a watch along on that?
We are doing a watch along on that. Lambs will be hosting a watch along on that. I'll be recovering after the European stream after the Liga title race, but Lambs will be hosting a watch along the Women's Champions League final. So please be sure to tune into that. I won't be on it. I'll be viewing it. I'll be looking forward.
It's straight on BT as well. So
yeah, you go. Yeah.
They're going for the quintuple. That's what they do.
Yeah, the winners have won the treble so far.
Exactly. So it's a big night in the women's football. So if you're watching here, please like and subscribe if you're new here. We've had a lot of new people in the comments. If you're not new, just make sure you like the video. Oh my word! Massive shot from Sal. Just sorry to interrupt. Atletico Madrid shot. Sal just coming wide. Great long shot there.
So I was gonna say about the Real Madrid financial thing. I heard it was something like in 30, it's like a 30-year pay. Apparently, you have to pay 30 million euros in the space of 30 years. That's what I've heard.
So we have around 900 odd million in debt, but around more than 75% of that is long term, which is due to our stadium renovation now.
No, because in English, in English media, when the Super League was happening, they were spinning it out to be Barcelona thinking they're only doing it for money and all that. They did tell us whether that 1.3 billion for Barcelona and 900 for you guys was short term and long term. All I know is Barcelona's 400 million is short term, so they're gonna have to get that money somehow. But even though
okay, you finish it.
I was just gonna say, even though it's 400 million short term, like I said before, when they have players that they sold players that the clubs owe money to them, they still owe at least 152 short term.
Yeah, in comparison, we don't owe that much in terms of transfer fees because we have barely signed anyone in the recent past. We still have, I think, it's just mainly debt to normal debt, which would be there regardless of the pandemic or so.
Guys, update on the goal.
Yep, go for it.
That has incompetence written all over it. I wouldn't blame the goalkeeper too much because his vision was blocked, but the defender, PK, could have done better in blocking the shot. It was a good cutback, but the centre back could have blocked it. It was slotted into the net, wrong-footed the keeper.
Damn, interesting. That is, as I said, 1-1 between Barca Celta Vigo. We're going to go into half time. I've got an interesting topic to go into that. So we're just going to stay on the games at the moment, guys. Shout if anything happens in your match. For now, we're just going to focus on Atletico Osasuna, the title leaders at the moment. Atletico passing it in around the box. Osasuna defending deep, and Osasuna go back to counter-attack now. Atletico really haven't. They've come close to carving out massive chances. Suarez a few times now has been in front of the goal, and he's either just put it wide or the ball's just escaped him from an open net. So Atletico have been threatening, but nothing broken yet. And that Sal shot I mentioned earlier, it was a fantastic shot hitting the post from a good 30 yards out. That would have been a thrilling way to put Atletico ahead. But at the moment, it's still 0-0 between Atletico and Osasuna going into the last 2 minutes of added time. Remember, please shout if there's anything happens in your game. And please subscribe down below. Thank you, all of you watching at the moment. We really enjoy it and we really appreciate it. We appreciate you tuning in. Go on.
It's half time in the Real Liga, man.
Sartak is asking about the best free kick taker in La Liga. I think it's obviously Messi. He scored more than the next three players combined, I guess, and there's absolutely no about that.
That is a good fact from Rafi there. Well, anyway, as I said, it's half time between Real Madrid and Osasuna. Real Madrid and Osasuna, sorry.
Yeah.
Atletico. Getting all Madrid's mixed up there. Half time at the Real Madrid match. It's still the last couple of seconds here between Atletico and Osasuna. Half time in Barcelona. Half time at Barcelona. Like I said, guys, we've got an interesting topic coming up at half time. But I'll touch on some of the stats from the games, but I've got a bit of an interesting question. I think the Atletico one's about to go into halftime too. So I was looking through the comments. Hassan has asked quite a few. Hassan asked, what do you guys think of the European Super League? And also, to combine it, because I saw Ultra Parisian ask about, I think this is in reply to what the socios at both clubs to the English protesters. Now, from the Premier League perspective, because it was like completely anti against the Super League. There was no love for it whatsoever. But then on social media, it seemed to be incredibly different for, at least just off the face of it, of the loudest people. Real Madrid and Barcelona fans seem to be almost in favour of it. I just want to explore that, because I think the guys would be really interested to know, because it'd be a completely different perspective, I think, to what we've had. So I want to go to you first, then we'll go to Rafi. So what's been the Real Madrid thoughts on the Super League when it was happening? Think just before it completely collapsed. Was there excitement in the air? Were they thinking, yes, finally? What was the atmosphere?
From what I've seen, we were majorly against it because of the implications of in the longer term in the footballing pyramid and world as a whole. But what we could understand the intentions behind it, because as our president explained, Spanish clubs can't financially compete with state-run clubs like Real and Barcelona used to be on the top past 40, 50 years or so. But from this, as we saw from the past, 10 odd years, we can no longer compete with the state-run clubs. The main purpose of the Super League was to bring everyone on an equal footing, at least based on financial might. So, we Real fans, what our consensus is, we supported the idea behind it, but the format of it all and its implications on the football world is strictly against that. And now, President recently gave an interview that the format might change. There might be relegation, unlike before, and so on and so on.
That's interesting. Yeah. Rafi, sorry, Hassan, before I get to you, because I want to ask Rafi the same thing. Rafi, Barcelona perspective on the Super League, what was it like?
I think the board and the fans were completely on two different pages. The fans most of them were against it, despite the kind of financial situation we're in. We were not particularly fond of such an idea, but the board had different ideas because from what the president had said, he said that the socios will be consulted upon before taking any sort of decision. And the fact that they're still keen on continuing the Super League, the three clubs, it just means that the board and the socios were keen on the idea because it helps the club financially, right? That you can see their point of view. But I don't think UEFA is right in playing the role of the good guys either, because the new Champions League format and all of those things wouldn't be uh, wouldn't be that ethical, to be honest, because it still gives teams a spot in the Champions League without deserving it. So I don't really see a point. I don't really know how to balance the two.
Interesting. Hassan, you were going to speak before I kind of cut you off
Yeah,
there. What are you
I
gonna
was
say, mate?
gonna say, right. I don't think like we can all agree in terms of all the big clubs, right? We like the idea of the Super League, but it's formatted wrong because let's be real, UEFA are corrupt. Like the way with the way the Champions League and all that. Obviously, I like the Champions League. I like all that. It's just UEFA. I feel like a lot of the big teams wanted UEFA gone. Now, if you think about it, Champions League is the most watched sport in the world. It's basically big teams against big teams. All the Galacticos against each other, right? And the winner only gets like 90 million euros. Like if you look at it from the business perspective, I feel like a lot of them wanted more money and they felt like they were done dirty. If you actually think about it, like, come on,
Yeah,
like all the big
that's a
teams
very good
against
point
each
you
other.
make there. And I don't know how true is this, but I recently
No,
read that the EFL
do you,
Championship winner
do you want to know
gets,
how much they make in
yeah,
terms
exactly,
of
they make
revenue?
more than
They
200
make
million or
8
something.
billion, 9 billion pounds, which is about 12 billion euros. And
Yeah,
the
exactly.
winner only gets at 90 million.
Um, I don't
And
think
I've
UEFA.
recent okay.
Yeah, go on, sorry.
Go on. And I've recently read, as I was thinking how La Liga can no longer compete with Premier League financially, I recently read that a season in which Arsenal finished around sixth position, they got around 50 odd million more than the winners of La Liga of this in the same year. So that just speaks a lot to you of about how these organizations, that even the Champions League, they, as Hassan already said, they make so much money and the distribution is completely awful. They keep a lot of money with themselves. I think the purpose of Super League was to either reinstate a new league or force UEFA to increase the distribution of money among the teams.
Yeah, I was gonna say, right. Premier League makes about 5 billion pounds, which is about 7 or 8 billion euros, right? And the winner gets 150. But yet Champions League makes nearly double that, and the winner gets 90. Yeah, you put it in that perspective, like
Yeah, it's an
it's
interesting. There is definitely different concepts to it. I think it's interesting to hear not necessarily like the overwhelming positives, but the arguments for it, because there definitely is some. And Ultra Parisian in the comments said, I think hate of club owners is rising. I think the hate of UEFA is rising. I think fan power is kind of rising. It's an interesting thing there. Now I'm just gonna get something up. It's a graphic I created recently, actually. Just gonna up on the stream. I just want to get your thoughts. So what I did a data study which found the best teams at creating big chances in Europe. So, for example, the way it works is I'm going to get it up now. The team in the top right will each
Yeah,
of
I've
their
seen this
shots will have the best chance of going in. So West Ham might, if it's like 0.14, West Ham's average shot has a 14% chance of going in. Barcelona are top there. Celta
Yeah.
Vigo are close too. Rafa, Rafi, I want to get your thoughts on Celta Vigo, because to my audience, and I think a lot of people in the comments, they will look at that and see, okay, Barcelona being one of the best teams in Europe makes sense. Celta Vigo? What's gone on there?
I think Celta Vigo and most of the teams in the La Liga midfield, in the La Liga mid-table, create a lot of chances, but they're just not clinical enough. I think the same can be said about teams like Brighton in the Premier League. And
I've followed Celta, like I haven't watched their games, but I've followed how they play quite extensively. They've had a new coach. His name is Kudet. I don't know which nationality. So they play a very intense style of football, and due to that, even they don't defend that well, they really do attack very well. And Iago Aspas, he's the focal point of their team as a whole. you can see he's had 11 assists or something in the league so far. So they play a very exciting brand of football. So any neutral like Premier League watcher or something, if they watch one of Celta's matches, it'll be pretty interesting to watch.
Guys, I want to just quickly sidestep here. Velva's just said that Alisson has scored and won the game for Liverpool. No, we're doing La Liga. Oh, good
Wait,
God, what?
What?
Oh, Alisson scored. He actually scored.
Give me 1 second. I need to see this. What?
I'm gonna get this up in the background. Thank you, Vel, for commentating this.
Pull out the video. Pull out the video. I want to see.
I'm gonna put a link in the chat to I think.
I think another goalkeeper scored recently and won the game for the team.
Well, I watched a goalkeeper score recently in the Belgian
I think
league.
it was Bono, Sevilla.
Oh, really?
I think, and I've actually never seen a goalkeeper score a last minute win in Premier League. I don't think that's happened yet.
Yeah, that's crazy. I've only ever seen it happen in the Belgian league. It was mental when that happened.
I think this might be the first time ever, you know. I don't know. It might be first time in a long time. So I've never ever seen a goalkeeper win in the Premier League. That is mad.
Oh my God! Right, I've got a clip. I'm gonna put it in the chat. I will go through the scores as well, Joe. So we did get sidetracked by a Velv, but if anyone wants to look at Alisson's goal, there it is. The scores on the boards in La Liga are Real. I'll get them up on screen actually. Just make sure you guys.
Velvishan. I was gonna ask Velvishan. So Velvishan, how does he know that Alisson's done more than Thiago?
Come on, guys, play fair.
As someone who's followed, I feel he gets a lot of unfair slander for his goals and assists when it's clearly not the type of player he is.
Well, hold that thought, Rafi. We're just going to go through the scores at the moment. Obviously, halftime, we're about to kick off again. Real Sociedad winning 4-0 against Valladolid. Villarreal beating Sevilla 1-0. So Sevilla definitely out of the title races, it looks like. Atletico are drawn 0-0. We're drawing 0-0 with Real Madrid. Atletico Madrid are drawing 0-0 with Osasuna. And Barcelona are drawing 1-1 with Celta Vigo. So it's 45 minutes and it's all to play for because look at the table at the moment here. Atletico is still ahead by 2 points. Real Madrid are just behind by 2 points. And Barcelona, if they win and Atletico and Real Madrid still draw, then next week they can win La Liga. It's all to play for between these teams. It is crazy in La Liga at the moment. And we'll be kicking off again in a minute. We've just got Velvishwan and we've got Daniel and Velvishwan in the comments below. Velv, I'm going to get you in, then Daniel will get you back in as well.
Yes! Come on!
Go on. I'll let you go for a little bit about...
Alison, you fucking sexy beast. You absolute... Oh my days. Oh my days. I was on another watchalong saying, oh, he's going to equalize. And then he scored. I'm like, oh my days. I was...
You think you can make
you know what's gonna be funny, right? There's always that one person that puts a bet on a goalkeeper scoring, man. I bet you there's gonna be that one guy that's done it.
I'm actually gassed, bruv. I'm actually gassed.
You guys think you can make top 4?
Yeah, they're 1 point behind, right? 1 point behind.
Yeah, but depends on Chelsea.
Velv, do you think you can get top 4?
Chelsea play Leicester again.
We'll see against Burnley because they have fans, but we'll see in it. Basically, my friend, he was like literally above me, and he's like, "This Alisson won of this game." I was like, "What? Did he save or something?" And then I just see Alisson score better. I'm like, "Oh my days!"
Goodness, what a moment there! But that hopefully we'll get a few more people tuning into that Liga watch along. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, take care, you man. Innit?
have fun, man. Have fun. Brilliant. We'll get Daniel back in too. We're about to kick back off in La Liga as the games will kick off again. The three-way title race is coming.
Oh my! What a header! What a header that was from Alisson.
Yeah, it was a great header. Now going back into second half, we'll get back onto La Liga. Rafi, I want to get back into you at the moment. Barcelona, obviously, you said you're not too sure. Before the game, you said you don't think they can do this. Well, there's no goal either in Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid's games. Has your thoughts changed? Or do you still think you're completely out of it?
No, we're completely out of it, in my opinion. I don't trust my defense to show the resilience and the kind of character you need to win the league, especially in the last two games. And we've had so many chances this season, especially since January. I think we showed some great determination to fight back and get back into the title race. But um, I think up until the Real Madrid game, we were unbeaten in the league and dropped points only in one game against Cadiz. Uh, but since then, we've had so many games where we could have uh, won and gone top of the league. I think Granada and Levante, we have no excuses to drop 5 points in those games. If we had won those games, which we could have, we'd be sitting in the title race and at the top of the league basically, and this game would mean so much more. But no, it's not happening.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. So I will go to you. Obviously, Real Madrid, they're in hot position to take over Atletico Madrid. Atletico coming back onto the pitch at the moment. 0-0 in your game, 0-0 in Atletico's game. Are you feeling confident or way more nervous?
Mixed feelings really, because we played fairly decent, but the refs calls have been horrible. Two possible penalty calls is given against us, which has basically been a story of the season. We got like what 2 or 3 penalties across the entire league season, and we had like what 10 or 12 against us. I'm feeling fairly confident, but our attack isn't that good. We feel sometimes when an opponent defends too deep, we seem very clueless in the final third. I hope we can work on that. Zidane has done something in the halftime talk, but I have my fingers crossed. It's a 50-50, but I'm not that confident as I
There you
usually
go.
am.
Well, we've got 45 minutes left of, well, really, we've got about 135 minutes left of La Liga football in this season. But today we've got 45 minutes left of all the matches. As we said, it's still on the knife edge, really. We genuinely, if Atletico and Real lose or draw and Barca win, then Barcelona are straight back into it. Atletico, if they lose, Real Madrid win, Real Madrid are ahead, or if Atletico win, they're going into pole position. It's all heating up. And before we get into the second half, please make sure you subscribe to GNA TV, and please make sure you like the video. It'd be massively appreciated. If you're new here, like I said, subscribe, but make sure you like the video. Let's get back into the game. So as I said, Atletico are back onto the pitch at the moment. Osasuna are yet to come out though, which is a bit interesting here. I'm not. What's happening with Barca and Real guys? Are they back on the pitches yet?
No, they're in the tunnel right now.
They're walking back on the pitches right now. The streams differ a little.
Fair enough. Then fair enough. Well, after we'll just get time into
Alex, before the half starts, what are your thoughts on the Champions League final?
Oh, what Chelsea v Chelsea v
Man
City.
Yeah.
Chelsea are going to win.
Also,
Chelsea.
Really?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
I don't think.
I'm not sure what
I don't
Daniel and
think-
Hassan think. The rest of them Chelsea fans in the stream, but yeah.
I'm not
Chelsea-
gonna lie. After
Chelsea
that
will.
Leicester, I don't think.
Nah, I think Leicester are a totally different team to see. I think Leicester is all going through their. I think Leicester, they psyched themselves well up for it. It's two-pronged. I don't think City are mentally not as strong as Chelsea will be for this Champions League final. Tuchel's been there before. And in the past, if you look at the different teams to get to win Champions Leagues, they usually won it after losing the year or two before in the Champions League final. So Chelsea lost in 2009. Bayern lost in 2012. Liverpool lost in 2018. PSG, they got to their first final. They lost. Juventus got to their first final. Loss. Juventus are one of the only teams to get to their second final and lose. So I think with Tuchel, it'll come well. And even though Chelsea have got a dreadful record in finals at the moment, I think that's something Tuchel will identify and switch up.
guys, update on the Barca game. Pedri is off for Ricky Puig, who will play a massive 45 minutes now. That's the only change for Barca right now.
And might I add one more thing regarding the Champions League final? I know people don't think this is that kind of a considerable factor, but the pedigree of coaches and their history in finals is a really, really big deal. And Pep definitely has that pedigree in terms of finals and how many he has won as compared to Tuchel. So, Tuchel, I don't know how to say his name properly. Yeah, so that's also a major factor people have to consider.
Fair enough. Right, well, Atletico are finally beginning to start again. That's an incredibly long time, by the way, it's taken for them to re-kick off. A few of the other games have already gone live. Atletico and Getafe are the only ones to not re-kick off yet. But yeah, I'll stand back in at the moment.
Sorry about that. Keep lagging out.
It's okay, man. It's okay. We appreciate all the people tuning into the stream and to one of these games. Appreciate that. Or if you're just playing Foot Champs as well, as lots of people like to try and do on these streams. And,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say straight up. I think football's declined in terms of talent and stuff.
Why do you
slightly.
Why do you think
in
that?
terms of talent and production of players?
Okay, but is that because Messi and Ronaldo are aging out?
No, it's because if I were to say like each of the league, even Premier League, name me world-class defenders, midfielders, and strikers. There's very few. And even like if you were to consider generational talents, if you go back 5-6 years ago, you had players like Robin, Ribery, etc. You understand what I was trying to say? But outside of Messi, Ronaldo, like
I think generational players are only realized as generational players once they've come to the evening of their careers. Players like Robin or Ribery, as you mentioned, they'd have been looked at like someone like Kevin De Bruyne or Bruno Fernandes.
Even in Premier League, like if you look at in terms of defense, there's only like I would say there's only like two solid defenders right now, Van Dijk and Diaz. Like if you were to go back 5-6 years ago, you would have so many defenders and so many midfielders as well. Like even midfielders now.
But we don't microanalyze the work of those defenders, right? Because they wouldn't have been flawless just the way the defenders of today are. Even the best of them, if you talk about a Ramos or a Chiellini, they'd have made mistakes too. They'd have been error prone as well. But to say quality of football has declined because they make these small errors every once in a while, or
no. I'm not talking about errors. I'm talking about talent, like the talent produced.
I think football's got more boring, certainly in the Premier League, because lots of teams are playing a lot more deep blocks, and it's becoming a lot harder to unlock teams. I actually think the coaching's got better in a way that's made player talent harder to spot, because you need to be an even better player you need to be a great player to unlock a defense. So,
but do you get why I'm trying to sing it in a certain way?
Yeah. Okay.
Alex, do you think
let's say, right, if you were to use the transfer market a few years ago, you'd be able to pick out a few players like, oh, this player is available, he's quality. Like right now, in terms of defense, like if I were to go back a few years ago, like I'm just picking out defense because it's just like I'm just giving an example, right? Before would you say Varane's like up there in the top 5? Would you say if he was available, like for a few years ago? But now, like, obviously Varane's apparently on the transfer list, right, for like £50 million or something like that. Few Premier League teams after him. I'm looking at it right now and saying, who's better than Varane that's out there? That's available.
I get what you mean.
Like
there's Koundé or that, but they're not as good as Varane.
Yeah, but you can't compare someone like Koundé to Varane. Koundé is what, like 21-year-old, and
you
Varane's in
understand what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, like if you were to look back before, you'd see these crazy transfers that were happening, that were like big players. All the players have moved and on. The talent's not there anymore. If you understand what I'm saying, like
yeah, but you could say that a lot
for an average player.
You could attribute a lot of that to pandemic, because clubs are no longer willing to spend unless it's an absolutely necessary player or a big player. They don't like spend on to increase the squad depth. They don't spend 30-40 million or so, unlike 5-6 years ago. So times have changed a little in that aspect also.
Yeah, I feel like after the Neymar transfer, everything's just gone crazy in terms of.
It's got a bit crazy. Oh my word, Suarez again! Guys, Rafi Azar, you should be feeling confident because Suarez has just had another opportunity in this game. He's gone 1v1. Well, the ball's been played through 1v1, and he's had a dreadful touch. We can't get to it at least. And the ball's up for a goal kick. It's a huge chance. Huge chance.
And another chance, Bilbao. Like they shot from the left of the 6-yard box, but it's pretty easy save. But Bilbao like dominating this half.
Oh yeah, and as I was talking, Villarreal scored. It was back again. Moreno with assist.
Real Sociedad are going 5-0 up, I think. I might be wrong.
Moreno with the assist with the Villarreal second goal.
Moreno has a great output in terms of goals and assists. I think if it wasn't for his age, he'd be on his way to the Premier League or something.
Wait, how old is he right now?
29, I think. I think 29.
Yeah. I think he peaked a little late in his career. Someone like Vardy, but Vardy didn't need to move. But yeah.
Vardy's another one who just feels like he doesn't age. There's a few of them in La Liga, though, like Iago Aspas, Moreno. I guess we'll see that if Moreno can stand the test of time.
Vardy hasn't been okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, Vardy hasn't been that good this season, has he? Like compared to previous season.
He's been a lot more injured this season. He has been a bit more injured.
But no, yeah. I think he's looking after himself a little bit more because Vardy's the type of player. If he gets injured and loses his pace, he's not gonna be good. He's a pacey type of striker. Like he's basically like a Werner, but better. He's a Werner, but he can finish. Like if he gets one injury, I don't think he's gonna be as good as he is. And don't forget, he's 33 now. Well, turning 33.
But lucky for Leicester, they have Iheanacho, and he's done an insane season.
Iheanacho,
it's a funny one because until February or something, Leicester fans did not rate Iheanacho because
Iheanacho was popping off until February time.
Yeah, exactly.
But he was quiet for like 7-8 months. When Vardy stopped scoring, then that's when Iheanacho came and started scoring.
The Osasuna striker's just gone down and he's trying to get Stefan Savic sent off. They've both gone in for a header, and he's going down as if he's been shot in the face. I don't think anything's going to happen to Savic. There's a bit of an argument going on in the Atletico game though. Just as,
there's been a second yellow. Diego Carlos has got a second yellow and he's off.
Yep, Sevilla down to 10 men, 2-0 down at Villarreal. So Sevilla. They've capitulated a little here. In fairness, they're not going to win the league and they're not going to get out of full spot. Because Sevilla are 15 points clear of fifth place Real Sociedad with one game left after this, so they're out of it. But Villarreal are now only 1 point off Sociedad. Sociedad 4-0 up, so they're not going anywhere. Villarreal 2-0 up, they're not going anywhere either. So it is interesting there in the fifth spot. Just as a touch on the bottom of La Liga. So Valladolid are 4-0 down. It's like they're being rooted down to the bottom. If they lose this, they are relegated from La Liga, and Huesca will be safe. Valencia in 13th, by the way. For people who don't follow La Liga, that's kind of surprising for such a big team there.
Euro, can I ask you something? Because I was gonna say, Borussia Dortmund have made a personal agreement with Sancho leaving this summer. So obviously Sancho's gonna be available. Who do you think is gonna go to?
I think United. Anyone else?
United.
Yeah, no one's as interested in him as United are, so, and vice versa.
I feel like the reason it's all quiet is because most of it was sorted last summer. So as soon as they get the go ahead, United will get him.
I'm shocked. No one's going for him. I'm shocked no one's going for him because he is quite good.
I think people are wary of big money transfers now because after seeing how many of them have failed in recent years, ever since the Neymar thing happened. And to be fair to United, to be honest, United are desperate at the moment for attacking options down the right, and Jadon Sancho will help them with that. But apart from that, nobody really wants that profile of a player at the moment for that kind of money.
I get you. Well, Harris in the comments has said, Sanchez United is apparently quite close. Well, judge
It's
on
always
that.
been close, man. It's been 90% for the last year, man.
Yeah, it has exactly. Kieran Trippier's just shot wide for Atletico Madrid. For the Premier League fans who forgot Kieran Trippier was still playing football, of course he didn't. He plays for England every match, which is quite sad. Atletico is still 0-0. What's he up to? Go on, Si.
He's been brilliant this season because I follow Atletico closely because they're title rivals. Even though he missed 1 or 2 months during that betting ban or something, he's been insane. He's been one of the top 5 or 10 right backs in the world right now. Top 5.
Whoa! That is interesting
Top
to hear.
10.
He's been crazy. He just doesn't get the hype as someone in the Premier League would, but he's been
No, it's
solid.
because he played for Tottenham and he was average at Tottenham.
What has he done, Si, that makes you say that? Has it been lots of goals and assists? So it's like getting up and down the pitch. He's very defensive. What's made you say that?
First, he's a very unlike some right backs who are for attacking or defensive fullbacks. He has a very good two-way presence, attacking and defending, and he's very good at set pieces. And I'm not saying anything like anything X factor or magnificent, but he's very, very solid. And if you think of it, not many right backs have been that consistent this season. You can only name what? I can't name more than 10 if you ask me to name them right now.
Damn. Well, there we go. That's an interesting argument for Kieran Trippier. But we're 55 minutes in now. 10 minutes gone to the second half for Atletico. They've got a corner here. We will stick with them. Now, if you haven't already, guys, please like the video. It'd be really appreciated. We'll get the update on the Barca game in a minute too. Yeah. But we'll stick with Atletico for the corner.
I think, next Sunday, it's a good game, in the Serie A, Atalanta versus Milan.
Oh,
that'd be a nice game. It's top 4 races as well.
Juve could miss out on top 4.
Juventus could miss out on top 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a very tight race with Serie A top 4 race.
I think if Milan win today, Milan and Atalanta will play out a draw so that both of them qualify and Juve miss out. But see how it goes.
We might go to Liga or something next week. Oh, big chance for Atletico inside the box, and it's hit wide. Is that Suarez again? No, it's not. I think that might be Angel Correa, possibly, or maybe Mario Hermoso. Anyway, Atletico again coming close. Sorry, Rafi, what's happening in Barcelona, by the way? So 10 minutes into the second half, is still 1-1?
Yeah, it's still 1-1, but I think Celta have found more openings now. They found better passing lanes and they've gotten into the box a lot more now. Barca have had good patches of play, but they've not really been able to trouble Celta so far.
Yeah, fair enough then, fair enough. Well, what's happening with Real Madrid side?
We're creating a lot of opportunities right now. There were lots of shots from outside the box and corners and headers and all, but still it's in a deadlock.
Oh, there we go. Fair enough. And Harris has just asked a Real Madrid fan, does Varane want to leave and will he be good for Man United? So I take it away.
What I've read so far is Varane wants a new challenge because he's been at Real for nearly 10 years. And if I'm assuming that's a United fan asking, he'd be a brilliant transfer for around 45-50 million if that's the reported price. He's don't go by what some people say that he's not good without Ramos and all. That's like a narrative which people push around. But he's a world-class defender. He's shown it this season without Ramos, who's been injured for like a while.
I'm not gonna lie, even with the when you versus the first leg, I felt like that pace with the Ramos helped you guys kept it at 1-1. Because I feel like without Ramos you were screwed because we were using pace against your pace. I feel like Real Madrid and what United are lacking at the moment is a bit of pace at the back with the defenders because Maguire does stick out a bit in terms of he likes to play the defenders on side.
Yeah, neither him or Lindelof having pace.
Yeah, and I think if they get a thingy, apparently they're also in for Oblak, but I don't know if that's true. But if they get Oblak and Varane, the defense is sorted.
We're going to
I
have to
don't
hop to
think
the Atletico game at the moment, guys, because Atletico Madrid are winning 1-0. Corners, free kicks coming from deep, and Atletico have scored. There is a VAR check going in just to make sure nothing dodgy has happened here. But it is 1-0 Atletico Madrid as it stands. We'll type it out in the chat when it is completely confirmed. But it's getting a VAR check now. It's Stefan Savic with the goal. It's a header quite early in the deep in the box. Header from deep in the box, being flicked onto the back post. So they're checking for an offside.
I think he's offside.
We're going to have a look now. Stefan Savic finishing in. Let's see. Oh, it might be offside. Atletico might again have just missed out. We're just waiting for the VAR call.
Yeah, still waiting.
Taking a lot of time over it, which is quite interesting because
they've all put those lines, didn't they? Did the same thing.
Well, it looks very clear from the camera angle. I guess they might be checking if it didn't hit the Atletico player in the head, but we will have to see.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, VAR needs new cameras, man, because the freeze frames on them.
Yeah.
Like, it looks blurry as well. If you're making billions a year, man,
just like for offside.
Upgrade on cameras. They need better cameras, man.
Yeah, but it's gonna be offside.
It's ruled out for offside.
Ruled out for offside. So it's still 0-0. Atletico Madrid, Osasuna. And one big reason for that as well, as Ultra Parisian wanted to highlight this, is Suarez doing his best imitation of Cavani. Obviously, United fans will love Cavani at the moment. A Parisian, the PSG fan, will hate Cavani for the amount of massive chances he missed in big games. Could definitely back it up. But it's 0-0. Atletico Osasuna disallowed, as Lams has said, disallowed. Goal has been ruled out.
We've had four goals chalked off for offside in the La Liga at the moment already.
There you go. Just have a look at the scores around the boards. Oh, go on.
Oh.
What's happened, Si? What's happened?
Benzema had a good shot on goal, but it was blocked. It was blocked by a defender.
There we go. So it's still 0-0 for Real Madrid.
Yep.
Oh, they need to win this game, though, don't they? Because if Atletico draw this game 0-0, Real Madrid can take the title race by a scruff for its neck, really.
Oh my God. How did he not get to the ball? Rodrigo, he jumped really well for the header, but he didn't touch the ball.
Real Madrid coming close, as you can tell by the reaction to side. Rafi, what's happening with Barcelona? Is Celta Vigo still carving out opportunities?
Yeah, they are. Iago Aspas, the only thing he's not doing is getting at the end of balls that are put in. But apart from that, Barca have not troubled them at all. They have a move now. No, it doesn't materialize. But
there's been a goal at Dortmund, 3-0. Julian Brandt.
I'll go for Dortmund. There we go.
Dortmund again?
3-0, yeah.
Who are they playing against? No, who are they playing against?
Mainz.
Okay.
Mainz.
Oh, Granada was 2-0 up. Now it's 2-2.
There we go. Keeping up with all the scores. Did you say, Rafi, that Iago Aspas is causing some issues for Barcelona at the moment? Did you say?
Yep. And Barca need to find a goal here. Otherwise, as I said, I've seen this happen too many times where they've taken it on till the 80-minute mark and then bottled it completely.
We'll have to see what. It looks like Suarez just tried an overhead kick and come close to this. But look, it was a good bicycle effort from Luis Suarez. It's gone straight at the keeper again. Atletico threatening, but they've not got their goal. I mean, they always did, but ruled out for offside. What's happened, Rafi?
Araujo had a header, and it was an open goal, completely open goal. He just put it over the bar, over the crossbar. And that could have been 2-1 easily.
I was just going to talk about the Dortmund game. Erling Haaland has registered the assist for the Brandt goal.
Well, that must take him to about 30 goals and assists this season, or a bit more.
Asia goal contributions,
Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty crazy. Atletico dominating the ball now, though. Osasuna retreating towards their own box. You feel like it's a matter of time to Atletico score. So, but you never know with this because they've not managed to get it yet. 62 minutes in, and again they've just lost the ball to the goalkeeper. So they're gonna have to start again. Go through the comments here. Prisoner says, "Don't hate Cavani, but we know what he is when he keeps missing goals." Yep, I agree with you, mate. can we all agree that the Premier League is better than the Liga? Emil Kraft has asked. Well, I think that's an interesting point to ask at the moment. Rafi, I want to go.
Is he asking about? Okay, sorry, you go on.
I'm going to turn it into probably what you're about to ask, because Premier League fans of the Champions League, this season's almost been like the one where La Liga died, where La Liga did an awful performance and only Villarreal did well. Rafi, I want to go to you first. I'll go to Sai. Do you agree with that? Do you think La Liga has tailed off, or do you think this is just a shock year? Oh, Rafi?
Oh, okay. I thought you asked Sai. I think, yeah, it has kind of regressed in quality this year. I think it's not a shock here. There's no surprise that the quality has gone down. But I think over the last 10 years, if we look at it, Premier League clubs have not laid a hand on the La Liga teams. If you look at it, Real Madrid, they've pretty much ruled the Champions League. Barca have gone deep into the Champions League. Sevilla, Europa League, they did the three-peat as well. It goes unnoticed a lot. Villarreal, Real Sociedad, they've all done pretty well in Europe, and they've all head-to-head with the English teams. They've done pretty well. I think because of one season, you cannot say that the La Liga is La Liga has two.
Fallen, you mean?
And while you're talking, right, I was just gonna, sorry to interrupt, but Gabriel Moreno scored for Villarreal 3-0.
Oh, there we go. But yeah, I get what you're saying, Rafi. I want to go to Sai now anyway about it as well, because I feel like you're itching to say something about it too. Would you go along the same times as Rafi, or go on?
I agree with whatever he said, but what I was just saying was the person who asked, Emil Kraft, if I'm not wrong, was he asking about like at the moment or as a whole or in general? So that was like my question, because it's a different question if you ask if it's right now, if it's better, or if it's historically better, or yeah.
There we go. Emil Kraft, get your response to that. Clarify your question for Sai there. He also asked me, what do you think about Poch did finish second in a 2-horse race? I'm not too sure how to respond to that, mate. Zakari Abadai has said free Palestine. Absolutely. And then,
I was just going to say, try not to do anything political inside the football Watchalong. I mean, it is nice to say, but...
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm trying to say.
Hang on, I'm going to have to go to the Atletico game anyway, because the Atletico, they're celebrating here. Is it another offside goal? It is. Suarez finally finished. He finally scored, and it's been ruled out again. Atletico have had 2 goals ruled out offside within about 10 minutes. Crazy stuff there. Crazy.
They're doing a Juventus now.
I mean, that's Juventus in the Champions League. If Atletico bin this in the league, that is appalling. Simeone, I have to say, is going mental on the touchline. He's going absolutely getting goal to Real Madrid. What has happened, Sai?
So it's a corner was taken, it was deflected back to a player, Casemiro, on the right hand of the box. He squared it in for Nacho, who was on the who tapped into an empty goal.
Nacho header, Nacho goal. That is. There we go. Real Madrid are finally winning. It's 20 minutes left of their game, and they're beating Atletico Bilbao 1-0
on goal difference.
Yep, that will put them top of the league. We'll get it up in a minute as well. That will put Real Madrid, I believe, top of their league now. So they will, put them top, I believe. Oh, no, Atletico's goal difference is a little higher. No, they'll go 1 point ahead, I think. So, oh no, sorry, they'll be tied. Rafi, clarify this, just because I'm on the table now, and it's only half updated, so it's a bit confusing for me. I think Real will stay second.
Oh, mine says head to head.
No.
La Liga counts head to head, not goal difference.
La Liga's head to head is more important than goal difference.
So this would put Real Madrid top.
Yeah. It's just
there we go. There we go. So
the goal counted. It was a VR check, but the goal counted.
There we go. Real Madrid, top of La Liga, winning 1-0 against Atletico Bilbao. The pressure is on Atletico Madrid here, who have had 2 goals ruled out for offside. As usual in the European Watchalongs, it's beginning to heat up towards the end. Harris, ask the guys for the predictions of the Champions League Europa League final. We'll go quick fire. Rafi, what's your prediction of the Champions League final?
I think Man City. I think Pep won't lose thrice to one manager.
Right on.
I think Man City will outclass Chelsea. Recently, Chelsea have kind of dipped as well in form, and I think Man City and Europa League finals as far as Man United versus Villarreal is concerned. I think Man United look too good at the moment, don't they? I think.
To
be fair, they did lose their most recent game, didn't they? Actually, I might be wrong.
Yeah, they did rotate a lot in it, so it's not really down to quality.
They lost their last two games.
What do you think? So, do you think that Villarreal can edge it?
They can be. They go because they're a fellow Spanish team. I'm rooting for them, but I really hope they do. But United, in terms of individual quality, United are like very superior in that aspect.
Yeah, I agree. I think the better squad. Daniel and Hassan, what's your thoughts?
What happened?
Go on, Rafi. We'll go to you, Rafi.
Celta Vigo had a 1-on-1. They missed it. Ter Stegen had got his hand, but he pushed the ball away and then caught it back. So it was a nervy moment there.
Sounds like Barcelona under the cosh there. Real Madrid leading the title at the moment. Atletico still can't get a goal. Daniel and Hassan, though, what's your thoughts of the Champions League final? Okay, that's the one that really matters to you guys.
I'm not going to go against my clubs at Chelsea and then Man United.
Fair enough. Hassan, a similar thought? I think it might be.
I'm only going to say because I'm backing my team, but I half believe it though. I feel like we'll win 2-1.
There we go, 2-1. Milcroft is there not head-to-head first? Yes. So just to clarify my confusion, La Liga is on head-to-head, which means Real Madrid are currently top of La Liga. It's all pressure on Atletico Madrid. Real Madrid are doing all they can to get there. Bill Crafter said, to be fair, I think Premier League teams have been better the last 3 years. Don't forget we had 4 teams at the final 2 years ago. Side, you wanted a bit of clarification on his question? What's your thoughts?
So yeah, in the past 3 years or so, the English team dominance has risen a bit. But I feel at the moment, Premier League teams are superior because you see the number of teams with so much quality, not concentrated among like 2 or 3 teams. I feel right now Premier League is superior, but if you take, again, in the context of the last decade or so, when La Liga had the likes of Xavi, Iniesta, Ronaldo, and Ronaldo in his prime, Messi in his prime, at that time, you could obviously say La Liga is superior, but right now, for me, it's got to be the Premier League.
There we go. Fair enough. Good answer.
I'm not gonna lie, right? I feel like because Real Madrid and Barcelona have that brand image, everyone would want to go there and become legends. Once they're done in the Premier League, they go there to in a way, it's kind of like an upgrade because at that time, Real Madrid and Barcelona were like dominating in Europe.
Yeah.
They had a massive brand. So they were basically Premier League's best players to go there. That's what they were doing.
And you could take Ronaldo as an example. Like Man United, I think they had just won the league or the Champions League, one of those. And still he came to Real Madrid, who got knocked out in Champions League round of 16 for 6 years in a row. He still left Man United to come to us. You're right in that aspect. The brand image plays a very huge role.
Fair enough. Well, let's just go through the scores at the moment, guys, by the way, because in the Liga, they're doing drinks breaks, and they've just been won at Atletico, who are still 0-0 against Osasuna. They've really struggled since that last goal, that second goal of theirs was disallowed for offside. As I said, the pressure is on Real Madrid winning 1-0, Barcelona drawing 1-1. Sevilla losing 3-0, by the way. That is pretty crazy there. And then for the rest of the table, not too much is changing, guys.
Finished 3-1.
Dortmund winning 3-1. There we go.
It's finished.
3-1. Sancho got 2 assists.
There we go. Good to hear. Let's go through some of the comments here. Ultra Prison says Chelsea can easily win if they park the bus against City. That is kind of my thoughts. I feel like
Man City play a high line though. That's the thing. They always play. Their defense is always like high up.
That's good then. I think Chelsea can exploit that Timo Werner.
Okay.
They did it in the first time, so I think that'll be the one. Emil Croft says, I agree. So I think he was agreeing with you, Si. James Page just said, Gorn Barker. Thank you very much, James. Ronaldo went to chase down Messi, I feel personally, as well as Real being a big club.
Could be, yeah. He never said publicly why, but yeah, could be.
Shane has said as well, Sancho on the way to United. Sorry, that's what you said?
No, I said I agree with what that person said about Ronaldo chasing Messi by coming to Real.
Fair enough, man, fair enough. I mean, how has Real been, like Real Madrid post Ronaldo? Do you still kind of wish he stayed, or you think?
Of course, I do.
I was going to ask if you kind of wish. Well, you think you wish he never left, or more rather, do you think leaving was the? Oh my goodness! So I'm gonna have to cut to the Atletico Osasuna game because the Osasuna players are celebrating at the moment. They've had a header go what they claim to be over the line, and in La Liga they don't have goal line technology, so the ref is having to pause it here.
Oh my god!
So we might have to. We'll go to the side a second because I'd have to go through here. It's a great header from the Osasuna striker.
It's a ball! It's a ball!
It's going to be a goal.
Checking VAR first.
He gave it.
Yeah, the game. There you go.
That's a goal. That is a goal. It has to be.
Yeah,
it's a great cross in. I'm trying to get the as well. It's a great header. And Oblak can't keep it out. It's Budimir.
Oh, that's him.
Yeah, it's been given. Goal to Osasuna. Atletico 1-0 down. Real are winning the title race. What a turn of events.
Everton are losing to Sheffield United, even though it doesn't matter.
So, how do you feel? Real Madrid are winning La Liga at the moment.
I wish you could see my hands right now. They're literally wet as hell. Oh my god. I can't believe this. Even if Atletico draws, that's still advantage for us as long as we win.
Yeah.
Oh, we're 1 point ahead with the game left.
Rafi, do you feel depressed now that your rivals Real Madrid are winning?
Listen. If you ask me, would I rather Atletico win it or Real Madrid? I obviously go with Atletico because they're lesser of the two rivals. They're not direct rivals either. So absolutely gutted at the moment. Yeah.
You need to score to have a chance.
I'm telling you, as I told you before, right? Atletico are serial bottlers. They've dropped, like, there have been many occasions where they've done well to the new year and they've like faltered after that. Which is no exception. If they lose today, that's no exception.
Oh, there we go. Well, it's going to have to heat up. There's a few changes coming on for Atletico Madrid. A few subs that Simeone is making, no doubt in panic. Budimir, the scorer for Osasuna, has just come off. Osasuna will no doubt try and defend this for the record. Osasuna.
By the way, I think Hazard came on for Rodrigo. I didn't see that. I was celebrating Atletico's Osasuna's goal. I didn't even see that. Hazard came on for Rodrigo.
Baccarat scored a hat-trick for Villarreal.
There we go.
Damn.
Well, Osasuna, they've got nothing to play for, really. They're 10th in La Liga. They're not in danger of going down. They're not going to reach any European spaces. So it looks like they're just here to spoil Atletico's party. But meanwhile, we've seen how things can change quickly. Maybe things can still change for Barcelona. Rafi, what is happening in Barcelona?
Iago Aspas has come off right now. But I have very bad feelings about this game. I think even a draw would be disappointing because we have created chances. We've not been clinical at all. It's been the story of the season as well. It is what it is. I'm not even concerned about this match. I'm just worried about Madrid stealing.
It is now a battle of which of Barca's rivals win. It's another drinks break at Atletico Osasuna. Second one in 10 minutes, which is a bit strange. As Hassan said, 4-0.
That game.
4-0 Villarreal. Osasuna are like Crystal Palace, just here to ruin team seasons. H7 has said. Hi, H7. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I don't think I've seen you here before. Villarreal on fire ahead of their Europa League final, of course, which is something we should touch on here. I mean, Villarreal beating Sevilla 4-0, Carlos Bacca with 2. Bacca was a player who barely plays for Villarreal either, so that's quite a big moment for Villarreal. It means Paco Alcacer will have to play well to get it on. Just watching the Atletico goal again, or the Osasuna goal again here. It's a great header, and Oblak comes so close to saving it, but he can't get it off the line. So it is pressure on. Final 10 minutes in La Liga at the moment. Real Madrid are winning 1-0 against Atletico Bilbao. Barcelona are drawing 1-1 with Celta Vigo, and Atletico Madrid are losing to Osasuna. I hope you don't mind, guys. We're going to try and commentate the Atletico Madrid game because obviously they needed 2 goals now to go top of La Liga and overtake Real Madrid again, who are currently leading the race. Like I said, shout if anything happens though. Atletico keeping the ball in Osasuna's final third. It's a nice ball into the box here. Atletico going to try and cross. It's been pulverized over. Oh, and Suarez almost gets the ball in the edge of 6-yard box, but can't quite get it.
How many chances has Suarez got in one game?
So many. The ball's headed over now for Atletico. I think that's João Felix on the pitch. João Felix has come on for Atletico Madrid. As said earlier, this is bad for Diego Simeone.
Okay, yeah.
Bad for Diego Simeone. As we said, he cannot lose this title after having a 14-point lead at some points during this season. Absolutely crazy this season.
You know, got like 50 points in a first 19 games. And they were like, what, I think 8 or 9 points clear with the game in hand, that too.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. It was game in hand, wasn't it, for when Atletico were leading, but it's just the fact they were so far ahead, and it feels like they started so badly. They should never have been in this position. And Moussa Dembele has just come on for Angel Correa. I don't even think he's scored for Atletico yet. Last time I checked, he's been a really big failure of a transfer. He did catch COVID, but he was failing at Lyon, and now he needs to have the 10 minutes of his life for Atletico.
It's been very ups and downs because I read that he fainted in training also. With sidelined for like a few weeks. He fainted in training. So yeah, it's been like very unfortunate for him at Atletico so far.
Yeah, it's been a bad start for Moussa Dembele. It depends if he even stays at Atletico. Osasuna, by the way, is still attacking. Oblak has had to backtrack to catch a back pass header. He's launched it out wide. Trippier's fallen there. Oh my goodness. Atletico are crumbling here. Osasuna have the ball again now. They're going to try and waste as much time as possible. As H7 said, Osasuna are here just to ruin the team's season. Hassan has in the comments has said, Moreno has 39 goals and assists in 44 appearances this season. That's brilliant for Gerard Moreno. Surely player of the year. Maybe. Rafi, what do you think?
For me, it's Messi, really. But
and
that's been let down a lot. Yeah, go on, say.
Wait, 1 sec. Okay.
Oh well, apparently we'll have to go to Atletico Madrid. We're gonna hold on to it. Unless we've had it a few times before where people have trolled on the comments. We're gonna see if Norma's telling the truth. Atletico, I'll commentate anyway. Kieran Trippier out wide, plays it inside. It's back out to the centre back. Atletico slow build up. We'll have to see. Well, yeah, it's played in behind here. And it's a goal to Atletico Madrid. It is a goal. They're back into it. It's 1-1. I think it might be Thomas Lamar there. I'm not too sure. It's now 1-1 Atletico and Osasuna.
Have to score again.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
Nah, I think it's just reactions to the goal. We'll have to see.
Clement Longley has got a red card. And I think that's pretty much game over now.
It was a brilliant ball behind, by the way, by João Felix. And it's a brilliant finish. I think it's actually Renan Lodi there. Renan Lodi with the goal. It is. Renan Lodi is equalised. Sorry, by the way, Rafi, we're in the middle of, like you said, there's been a sending off in the Barcelona match. Tell us more.
Clement Longley was a very, very, very sloppy challenge. He got a red card, and Celta Vigo were already causing problems now, but it's going to get worse, in my opinion. We have 7 minutes to play.
Barcelona could be embarrassed today. We'll have to see. Obviously, Apparently Longley's actually been in good form this season from the stats wise, so that's not good to see. 10 minutes left pretty much of this game. Harris has asked in the comments. If Atletico 1, Osasuna 1. Real Madrid still winning as well against Atletico Bilbao. And then
Can I
Barcelona
just say
1-1.
something?
Go for it.
If there's one positive as I can take as a Barca fan from the season, is that Zidane is leaving, because I don't know any other manager in the world who's gonna. I don't know any other manager in the world who could have managed to take his team into the title race and probably go on to win it with almost 64 injuries now.
Mm.
And especially in a league that allows 5 substitutions, that's just mental.
I think this has been the season where Zidane has transferred from the guy who's just benefited from a golden generation to like a really top quality manager. Osasuna is still threatening, by the way, because they've crossed in here and Atletico having to clear. Oh, they fall all over in their own box. Osasuna fire a shot over. It's going to be a free kick anyway. Bit of French speaking here from Ultra Parisian. And
people don't give enough credit to Zidane, and that shows, because even the previous season, he took over a team which was reeling from that horrible 18-19 season where we ended up trophyless. And he took us to the league title. He's not given enough credit for that, or the three-peat for that matter. He's always, people give reasons that he's lucky or he was benefiting of a golden generation. But in my opinion, that's just unfair to him as a manager. Because there's a reason he's the most decorated manager. In such a short span of time, he's already one of the most decorated managers of all time.
Yeah, I get you. And I think Zidane, especially last season, you're right to say. I think it's only because in Europe they didn't went out against City in not bad fashion, but I guess it's quite flat fashion in the end. And getting to the Champions League semi-final, especially with this team, I think the big thing that's impressed me from Zidane is how he's coped with aging players. Anyway, we're going to have to go back to Atletico at the moment because João Felix is playing around at the outside of the box. 5 minutes left, Atletico Osasuna. If Atletico lose this, Real will go top. But with a draw, this makes it... Of a draw, this... should put them ahead, actually, although Google is saying otherwise. We'll have to confirm that. I think basically Atletico, they just need to win this. Atletico needs to win this.
Yeah, Real Madrid are top because of head-to-head, like you said.
Yeah. It's just that point totals haven't changed there, but yes, Atletico need to win. Felix plays it wide. Renan Lodi on the ball. He's going to cross in here. Good block. There's claims to handball. We'll hold on.
Handball for whom? Handball by whom?
I can't tell them. By an Osasuna player. It's hard to see which players. They're right back, I believe. Cross came in from Renan Lodi. And...
Oh, my God.
Atletico punting the ball up. They need this goal. This isn't obviously if they draw or lose today, it isn't the complete end, but it's big damage to them. It allow Real Madrid to sneak away with the title. Harris has said when they asked the guys what made them choose their teams. Rafi, we'll start with you. What made you choose Barcelona?
I think the philosophy really, the style of play, the high line, the intricate football, and you just watch the team and they have something about them. That's pretty much it.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Oh, go on. Sorry.
No, and the kind of players as well. Messi, and I started watching when Neymar was there. That has to say.
Yeah.
How much of an influence they had.
Yeah, very fun player to watch. So, what about you? What made you choose Real Madrid?
Back was 6 years ago. I think I was in a restaurant or something, and they're playing.
Oh no.
13, 14.
Oh,
what happened?
Conceded.
God, so we'll go back to you, but Rafi, just tell us now. We've got 14 people watching. What's happened in Barcelona? Have they conceded?
It was a floated ball from one end to the other into the top corner, but Ter Stegen got a hand to it, but Santi Mina has scored from the rebound.
Santi Mina has scored and put Barcelona 2-1 down, and Atletico Madrid have just scored. They have just scored at the 87th minute. Luis Suarez has put it into the goal. Atletico winning 2-1, led back to the top of the table now. But we'll have to see if there's anything ruled out. It was a very nice side-footed finish. Simeone is marching orders from the touchline. Sigh his face. I do feel sorry for him. First time on GNA TV. This could be a roller coaster of emotions. They've gone from second to top, Real Madrid, and now they're back down to second. We're going to provide you updates here. I'll just talk you through the goal. It was played wide. Looks like Kieran Trippier is a nice pass into the box. Played low across the box. And then Suarez is there near the penalty spot to make a calm finish into the bottom corner. Sai, describe to me how you are feeling.
Wow.
Only thing I can say is, God damn it. Osasuna had one job, even though they considered once. They just had not have considered again. And now, Bilbao player got a red card just now. Raul Garcia.
Well, as long as Real Madrid can get the job done, it'll be fine. But you never know with this game. Who knows if Osasuna can come back? Simeone is telling Madrid to calm down, Atletico Madrid to calm down and get back into positions. Because obviously, if they concede, they're back to square one. They're back to where they started. Goodness me. These European watchalongs, they do heat up towards the end, and it has definitely heated up there. It's great to see Sai's live reaction, even though it wasn't your detriment, mate, to see Atletico Madrid score. Big things happening there. Goodness me. Sorry if we were getting sorry if we were having our conversations and questions ignored in the comments, guys. Obviously, we just need to go through it. Hassan has said it's a heartbreak for the Galactico. Velvish one has said, go, Harrison Suarez. So kicked off here. Blimey. Atletico now have just a couple minutes left. It's like they're going to bring on defensive midfielder. I think it's that Condopia or someone? Might be. So they could go all out for defense. Obviously, if they win this, they just need to survive one game and then they can crawl to the title. Dear, oh dear. Simeone still screaming at his team. His blood firing through his veins. Suarez, the goal scorer, is off now. Rafi, what's happening at Barcelona? Is it close to full time?
There's a couple of minutes left, but even a draw wouldn't mean anything really. I'm just glad that Atleti scored. That just keeps Madrid one step away from the title. But I don't know, man. It's Suarez scoring the winner for Atleti and winning their first league title in like 7 years, and Griezmann missing out on his second league title here. It's just all poetic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very poetic. That's a really well put thing. Oh, Osasuna! Just had a great volley save by Oblak. It's been given offside because there's another player in the middle of the way. Simeone screaming on the touchline. Atletico Madrid players screaming at themselves. Osasuna just came back aside, almost just levelled it up. It's a brilliant volley there from the right back. And Oblak's forced into a good save, and it's only called offside just because the striker was near the ball. Goodness me, Simeone leaping up and down on the touchline. Atletico need to hold on. There is 5 minutes added on in this game with 4 minutes left to play at that added time. Rafi's got his head in his hands. Sai looks absolutely depressed. Is what you get from these European watch-alongs. Hassan says Barcelona have lost. Rafi, is it true Barcelona are about to lose?
Yep. I think in my stream there's about 25 seconds left. Pretty much lost the game. I don't.
Barcelona out. Crazy. We'll get the post-match thoughts for a little bit after. We don't want to go on too long. Obviously, 7:25. After this game, you will be checking out the Women's Champions League final. Chelsea v Barcelona. Please come in to tune into that. To people currently watching GNA TV, the 14 of you, thank you very much for tuning in. If you're new here, please subscribe.
Okay.
Atletico passing it around. The Osasuna. Felix?
Real's game is over.
Real's game is over. Real have won 1-0 over Atletico Bilbao. So it's only the last 3 minutes here. We will focus on that. Maybe we'll give the post-match thoughts another time, or maybe we can go to our Twitters to get that because we don't want to go over into the other stream.
Guys, full time.
Full time between Barca.
Yeah.
Full time at Barcelona. Barcelona have lost 1-0 to Celta Vigo. There's a red card shown in the Atletico Madrid game. I think it was made to Diego Simeone. No, it's someone on the bench there. It might be an Atletico Madrid staff member. Don't know. Someone's just been sent to the stands straight red in the match. Atletico, 2 minutes left. We're all going to have to hold on here. Arona Willow has asked what are all the scores just to round it up. Real Madrid have won 1-0. Barcelona have lost 2-1. Atletico Madrid are winning 2-1. Atletico need to win to maintain their space at the top of the table. If they concede 1 goal, then it's all done for them pretty much, and Real will go back up to the top. Let's just tune in for these last 2 minutes here. We've got Sai and Rafa on the edge of the seats. Rafa wondering which rival of his he'll have to hate less, and Sai on the edge of the seats, see if Real can scrape it here. Osasuna have got the ball into the box. It's gone out now. Looks like Atletico trying to win a throw in here. 1 minute and a half left. Ultra Prison says, will Simeone bang the air again? We will see. We will see. He's getting very close to it. Luis Suarez, as Rafi pointed out magnificently, Luis Suarez, the man who's been at Barcelona for so long, could leave Atletico now to their first title in 6 years after a very good finish in the 87th minute. There is 1 minute left now, guys. 1 minute left of this game. We'll have to go through it at the moment. Osasuna with the ball in midfield. They're playing it back towards their own goal now. This could be the last attack they're about to launch with the Osasuna goalkeeper. It's launched back up to the pitch. Atletico defending deep. Headed back up. Felix has missed the ball. Osasuna playing around with it. They've got it down the line. It's a throw into Atletico. Coming close to it now. This could be the end of the game. Crazy game here. Simeone begging his team on now. Osasuna putting all of their players into Atletico's half. We've got about 20 seconds left of the game. Marching on the touchline, Simeone is. Atletico wasted all their time taking the throw in. The rest bringing the whistle to his mouth. Now Osasuna still with the ball low. Is it going to be called? One last kick up the pitch. Headed back away from Atletico. One last kick for Osasuna. It's on the edge of the box here. Shot! Good save from Oblak! That could be it. I think that is it now. That's full time. Full time, as reports in the comments have just come in too. Atletico Madrid have just won. They've just beaten Osasuna 2-1. What a game. They were 1-0 down for so long. They took a late turnaround, and an Oblak last-minute save has just done it for them. We're going to bring the post-match celebrations just quickly as well as, goodness me, what a time. Simeone sprinting down the touchline. Crazy stuff. Let's just get the post-match thoughts. We would, obviously, you guys are usually used to more statistical stuff. Daniel, I'm just going to have to take off the stream. Just want to get the last opinions from Rafi and Sai. Been brilliant today. Thank you for tuning in with us, guys. Rafi, we'll go to you first. Rafi, how do you feel that Atletico have taken the pole position?
Feels, I don't know, I have mixed feelings about it. I never really considered us as title challengers after last week. So, to be fair, I'm kind of happy that Atleti took pole position. I hope they go on to win the league. They deserve it. And Madrid, obviously, as a Barca fan, you would know my thoughts on them. I don't know. It's a mixture of emotions right now. I just feel that from a Barca point of view, it's a huge disappointment that we were in the title race and bottled it yet again. There's a lot that needs to change within the club mentally and in terms of quality. I think a lot needs to be done over the summer. I think next year we can challenge for the title again, but this year it is what it is.
Fair enough.
Go Atleti.
Fair enough. So just quickly, because like I said, we'll have to tune in. We'll have to end the stream in a minute, obviously. So just your last thoughts. It's been a roller coaster for you. I'm very sorry I've had to put your emotional mental health on stream live for people to watch you celebrate, think you're winning the title, and then see it stripped away. Are you angry? Are you sad? Or do you think, you know what, Zidane's done a good enough job?
It's the hope that kills you, doesn't it? So yeah, I've lost most of my hope. I'm proud of what my team has, what they've gone through, and what they've put out for the fans, and to drag the team so far. But I still have a little hope. Atletico's last match is against Valladolid, a team which, if they don't get points from their game, they'll be relegated. So they have everything to fight for. I have a slight hope for that game, but I basically consider the title. But yeah, so there's still a title left to fight for.
Fair enough. Well, thank you very much to Rafi and Sai for being some fantastic guests today. Lots of people love to hear from you guys. I have lots of questions, a lot of engagement. Thanks, guys, for tuning
Cheers,
in.
mate. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Cheers.
I'm just going to outro it myself, guys. So once again, thank you very much to Rafi and Sai. I reckon we'll see you back on GNA TV very soon. I hope you guys subscribe after this. Thanks, guys. I'm just going to outro it myself here. Thank you very much for tuning in to the European Watch Along today. Very much appreciated it. Thanks to the 12 of you still here as well. Obviously, now we're going to go into the UEFA Women's Champions League final. Lambs will be hosting. I will not be on it, but I will be tuning in because I'm genuinely excited to see what happens there. Hopefully, I don't know who hopefully wins out of Chelsea and Barcelona. It's going to be a great time. And thanks again for the new subscribers on GNA TV. And thanks to all of you tuning in. Thank you, Parisi, and thank you, Hassan. Thank you, Harris. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you very much, guys. I'm going to end it there. Cheers.